None of us do. How you keeping?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you lot?
We are very good.
Really good. Really good to talk to you.
Okay, that's actually a lie, actually. I stood on a plug before I started this, actually. I'm actually in pain. It really is.
Yep.
Shall we podcast then, gentlemen?
Correct.
Let's do this.
Woo!
Welcome to episode 36 of Monday's 16th most popular comedy podcast on iTunes, FRUK Unwrapped, the podcast that will make anyone lactose intolerant. My name is Nathan P. Stilton, and tonight's discussions will all be based around the world of cheese. But first, let me churn out our guests.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding me if you think my first guest isn't a fan of cheese. He damn well loves it. It's Stuart Bullock.
Good.
Yeah.
The very good puns, Nathan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to win at this game because, you know, I come in here and I, you know, take the piss out of you guys and I get like flack for that. I try and just be, you know, a bit fun. I get flack for that. I don't know what. Do you want me to just come on and say first it's Stuart, then it's Michael, and then third our guest? Is that what you want from me, Stuart?
Ideally.
Okay. Tread carefully around our next guest, mental and a bit of a baby bell end. It's Michael Jameson.
No, I don't know what's happened, but you got some sort of speech impediment going on. Like you keep pronunciating all of your words.
No, nothing's. It must be the connection. It must be the internet. Not me, mate. I'm fine.
No, I get it. It's all the cheese stuff. Yeah, very, very good. I'm proud of you. Well done. I think that's very funny.
Thank you very much. How you doing, Michael?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. I'm glad that my hard work on these introductions is appreciated.
Correct.
And finally, he's Nacho Ordinary Guest. He's on a one-man crusade to make the internet great again, and he gets fatter with age. Please welcome to the show, Charlie Fleming.
Yeah.
How's it going, Charlie? Have you got any issues with my cheese puns?
Well, as a guest, it'd be rude to say if I did, wouldn't it?
That wasn't a yes or a no, though, really, was it?
I know, like a politician answer that, wouldn't it?
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm well chuffed.
Now, for those who maybe aren't familiar with you or your channel, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on the YouTubes, and what people can expect from your channel.
I've been on YouTube for nearly 10 years now. Well, I've been uploading videos for 9 years, and it's just random stuff. Just random stuff. It's not just food reviews. It's just whatever pops into my head at the time.
You say it's not just food reviews, but you do a fair few along the way, don't you?
Oh yeah, I've just did one. I just uploaded one today. So I do like. I love my food, so I comment on it.
I didn't see the one that was uploaded today. What was it?
I uploaded a couple of minutes ago. It's actually on vegan cheese. I went to. I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday there was this thing in the newspaper or the news. Can't remember where I saw it, and it was these two sisters that have opened a shop dedicated to vegan cheese. So I went all the way to Brixton, and it was shut. So it was in the paper yesterday. I go today, and it's shut.
They've sold out, clearly.
I was like, that's great start for that.
That's a sign of the times.
Oh well, better luck next time. What, out of interest on the food reviews, is there anything that you've done that's really stood out as being something you've enjoyed reviewing that surprised you, or?
Well, it's probably anything to do with chocolate, really. I think the ones that stand out in my mind that I've done is the I think it was Cadbury Marvellous Creations when they was bringing out Marvellous Creations, and I've really loved reviewing that stuff because it really was weird and different stuff. It really was like Cadbury being almost like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but they've never really been doing anything amazing since. It's just all Oreo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really losing my fucking tether with Cadbury.
And they know it.
Yeah, as will be coming across in all my bloody social media posts and videos of Cadbury stuff these days.
Take down those fat cats, boy.
Yeah, no prisoners.
Are you doing it right now on your phone?
I'll get used to this, Charlie. About 50% of every podcast, Michael's on his phone.
It's just fucking research, yeah? I'm not just buggering around. Like a second ago, I was just checking Charlie's video. Not watching it, obviously. I'll watch that later.
Good.
Yeah.
Any Google searches?
I've not googled anything yet. We'll wait until Quivia, as always.
Now, Charlie, do you listen, or have you listened to the podcast in the past?
I have listened to a few, yes.
Good man. So you may be aware that when we get a new guest on, like yourself, we like to find out a few sort of oddities about them, and we ask them some random questions. So if you would please... I want to be in bed this side of midnight, preferably. If you can give me 3 numbers between 1 and 10, please.
3 numbers between 1 and 10?
Yeah, 3 different ones, preferably.
159.
159. Okay. Number 1. Would you rather... Oh, this is fitting. Would you rather eat chocolate-flavoured poo or poo-flavoured chocolate?
Well, I've actually... so weird. In Poundland, there was actually... When the Poundland near me closed down, there was actually selling off some Halloween stuff, and it was poo-flavoured cola bottles.
Ooh.
No, that's the wrong way around. It was poo shit. Poo shit's colour bottles, and there was actually really nice, but to look at them, they was disgusting. So technically, I've already done that. So, that's just rank now. Thinking of your question.
What was the other one? 5. What is the sexiest fruit or vegetable? We haven't had this one for a while. What is the sexiest fruit or vegetable?
Sexiest.
Yeah, and that could mean whatever you wish it to mean.
A melon.
Pair of them, preferably.
Juicy.
And number 9. Would you rather eat in a restaurant on your own or on a table of annoying strangers?
I'd have to be on my own. Absolutely on my own.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? Has anyone ever done that out of interest?
Yeah, I have. I've already done it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's London, isn't it? It's busy and you can't always get somebody. I've only done it maybe once or twice. And the first time I felt a bit of a geek, but the second time I was just like, who cares? Nobody cares. No one looks at you.
Yeah.
That's
the same thing with cinema, isn't it? Like,
Completely different.
When you're married, you don't talk to your partner anyway, so it's just like being there on your own anyway, really. So same thing.
Sit in front of a bigger TV.
Yeah.
Stuart, have you ever eaten in a restaurant on your own?
I must have done. I think it all it depends on what we're classifying as a restaurant. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you say McDonald's, then
well, yeah. If it's anything vaguely fast food, it's not an issue at all. I think once you've got table service, that makes it slightly more awkward. And if it's the kind of restaurant, where everyone's in couples, then it would feel very, very awkward. But why
would you feel awkward though? Because I've worked as a waiter, and when someone orders on their own, you really don't care as long as you get a tip at the end of it. If someone's on their own, you really don't mind. In fact, when I've been a waiter, serving someone on their own is actually really nice because you don't have any sort of waffle, and there's only one person, and usually one person on the road is way less likely to complain.
I suppose if you're talking about something that's fast food, that's generally you're eating, it's out of convenience. But going to something that's a nice restaurant tends to be something that's a treat. Or if you're going somewhere because you really want to have the food, it's because it's a treat. And I suppose it's just.
God forbid lonely people treat themselves. Fucking hell, Stuart.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? So everyone's going to think, if I'm in a restaurant by myself, everyone's going to assume I'm lonely.
Are you lonely?
Not especially, no. See, it's ironic because in an ideal world, I wouldn't see anyone anyway, but I don't want other people to see me not seeing anyone.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
If a man sits in a restaurant on his own, does he still make a noise or something along those lines?
Very much so.
Very much so. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Fleming. Let's move on to a lovely bit of Quivia.
Quivia, yes, Quivia, times a place of Quivia. Quivia, yes, Quivia, times a place of Quivia. It's like a cross between some trivia and a quiz, and as such it stems from the two of those two aforementioned words. Quivia, yes, Quivia, times a place of Quivia. Quivia, yes, Quivia, times a place of Quivia.
Quivia. Right, this is going to be a quick round because I think we've got a lot to talk about on cheese, to be honest. So I'm gonna race through this Quivia. I've entitled this "To Brie or Not to Brie."
Obviously, of course you have. Of course you have.
Of course, so. Why
Yeah.
would I don't
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on.
It's a podcast, Nathan. You're doing a podcast.
Recording
You're hosting a
the
quiz.
UK's 16th funniest podcast.
Yeah. This is the
Only on
16th,
Monday.
the 16th funniest thing in the UK.
On Monday,
Yeah.
not today.
No.
Today, I can assure you today we are not 16th. I can assure you today we are not 116th. I can probably assure you that we're not 200. Anyway, you get the idea.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a quick game whereby I have stolen something that Stuart's done in the past. I found some funny named cheeses.
Excellent.
Oh,
But what I've done is I've got 5 of those, and I've got 5 that I've made up.
Excellent.
And what I want you to tell me, which is the brie and which is the not to brie.
Good.
Okay?
yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very,
Yeah.
very clever.
Okay. So
True or rock false.
Yep. Yep. Still on or still off.
To brie or not to. Yeah.
Yeah. So number 1, and we're going to start with Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Your 2 options are Sergeant Pepper
Right.
or Yellow Submarine. Which of those is real? Which of those is from my mind?
I think the real one's Sergeant Pepper.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Both Beatles songs as well. So.
Well picked up there, Michael. Seeing as you're so sharp, let's go to you next.
Like a nice shot shadow.
Exactly. Sergeant Pepper or Yellow Submarine, which is the brie and which is not to brie? I mean, they're not bries either.
Oh, sorry, it's going out to all of us.
Yeah.
I'll go for yellow subber. Yell subs.
Yell subs. And Stuart?
Do
Do you want the options again?
Yeah, go on. What are the options?
Agree?
Yeah.
Disagree? No. Sergeant Pepper or Yellow Submarine?
I think it's 50-50. I can see how they could both be cheese. I'm going to go for Sergeant Pepper, though.
Sergeant Pepper. Okay. Number 2, we have Little Dragon and Brown Dragon. So, Michael.
Is that what you get after you've had a really spicy curry?
Absolutely.
I'll go Little Dragon.
That's Little Dragon for Michael. Stuart. Little Dragon or Brown Dragon?
I'm fairly certain Brown Dragon is a sexual manoeuvre. So I'm going to go for in Wales. I'm going to go for Little Dragon.
Little Dragon.
Someone been Googling Brown Dragon, have they?
And Charlie. Little Dragon or Brown Dragon?
It's got to be Little Dragon. That sounds more plausible.
Okay. Number 3, Stuart is up first. We have...
Laughter.
I can assure you that this was not made up on the spot. Fat Bottom Girl Sorry, Charlie, there's a reason behind that. So, fat bottom girl or killer queen?
Oh.
Stuart, fat bottom girl or killer queen?
Killer Queen.
Killer queen. Charlie.
Yeah, killer queen.
Michael.
Yeah, Killer Queen. Killer Queen.
I cannot number 4. Back to Charlie first. Smelly vicar or stinking bishop?
I think I might have heard a stinking bishop. I think, stinking bishop.
Michael?
Yep, Stinking Bishop. Correct. 100. I actually know that one.
And Stuart.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And last but not least, Dunder Fumble.
A what?
Dunder Fumble.
Oh, Dunder, yeah.
Or Timber Doodle.
Oh.
Dunder Fumble or Timber Doodle. And Michael is up first.
Dunder Fumble.
Dunder Fumble.
It's from Lancashire.
And Stuart.
Yeah, Dunderfumble.
Dunder Fumble and Charlie.
Well, I think it was Elts on that one. Yes, I'm going to agree with the other two. Dunder Fumble.
Dunder Fumble. Okie dokie. Well, I can tell you that Sergeant Pepper is indeed the real cheese.
Right.
Which Charlie and Stuart got correct, but Michael did not. Little Dragon, which you all got correct. You all got confused about Killer Queen. It was in fact Fat Bottom Girl, which is a real cheese. And you did get correct. It's all Stinking Bishop. And the final one, the real cheese, was in fact the Timber Doodle, not the Dunder Fumble.
Good.
So...
I've never heard of Fat Bottom Girl. Where would one purchase Fat Bottom Girl cheese?
I don't know. Stuart?
I'm not prepared to Google it.
Do we know anyone that would?
Oh dear. We'll explain afterwards, Charlie. So the scores on that then is 3 apiece to Charlie and Stuart, 2 for Michael. And I actually this time come prepared with a tiebreak. So to Charlie and Stuart, Michael, you can answer, but it really means nothing. The world record largest cheese platter / board weighed how many kilograms? I'm going to ask Stuart to go first.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes, very good.
Charlie's the guest. Charlie's the guest. It's rude.
Charlie is the guest, which is why... Which would be rude to let you go second.
Rude
yes.
for me to... in kilos.
It's all on the chopping block.
In kilos, yeah. I can give you a clue. It's more than 3.
Right. So probably 4, is it? No. I don't know. I mean, this could be anything, couldn't it? Let's go 623.
Wow.
No, 637.
Final answer?
Correct.
Charlie.
Right, a cheese board. How many cheeses is there? Billions. So I'm gonna go.
I think we've got a podcast titled Billions of Cheeses.
So many. I don't know. I'm the pressure of a number. 1,000 kilograms. It was huge.
A kilo of kilos.
Yes.
Michael, did you want to have a guess? You're usually pretty good at these.
Yes, I'd like to guess, please. I'd like to guess 1,215 kilograms.
Oh, you've done a Bruce's Prices right on me.
Mind-blowing, this. In fact, it was 2,012.87 kilograms in Wisconsin Milk... the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. They put on this huge... There were 145 varieties of cheese, one wheel of cheese on the cheese board, a mammoth cheddar weighed in at 2 kilos.
Wow.
No, sorry, 2,064 pounds. So that's actually 1 kilo. Sorry.
What? No, what? 2,064 pounds is a kilo.
1,000 kilo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this metric confusing sort of thing, isn't it? With
Brexit will sort it out.
Yeah. It was a lot of cheese.
Yeah, it was a lot of cheese. Anyway, 2,000 kilos of cheese. A lot of cheese. A lot of lactose intolerant people. So well done to Charlie for
well done for winning the guessing game, Charlie.
Well done to Michael Jameson, I guess. Really, is what we take away from this.
Ultimately, the most impressive answer, I suppose.
Yeah, as always, you're always impressive.
Your words, not mine. That's all I was going to say.
Oh, okay. With Quivia out of the way, let's talk a bit more about cheese. Cheese is a lovely, lovely foodstuff, but does it improve everything within reason? Charlie, cheese, does it improve everything?
Yeah, because whenever I associate cheese in a funny way to tomato sauce. You know, if you ever buy anything that you really don't like, you've cooked it and it tastes rubbish, you've got two options. You've either got cheese to add to it or tomato sauce. And if you just add loads of that to it, then you're going to be all right. So, for instance, with cheese, if it's something pasta-based or bread-based, if you've got like a really naff pizza and you've took it out the packaging, or you've ordered it and they've barely put any cheese in it, just put more on.
Yeah.
Just cheese on cheese on cheese.
Yeah, just add more. More is always more.
More is always more.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like bacon. I sort of agree. It's cheese is very much something that helps mask any insecurities that the food has.
Nate here. If you're like me and have a dangerous amount of disposable income that you can't be trusted with, why not head on over to patreon.com and give some of it to your favourite food review channel and podcast provider. And while you're there, why not give us some money? Way! Nah, but seriously, patreon.com/Food Review UK. Help us get Gossy some new glasses or something. He looks ridiculous.
But cheeses on their own or with crackers. What's our go-to? What's our favourite sort of the regular cheeses? Shall we say? Let's call them regular cheeses. Stuart, Michael.
Super, offensively strong cheddar.
Offensively strong.
Ridiculously strong.
The kind that hurts the roof of your mouth.
Yeah,
right?
basically, the strongest cheddar in the world. And other than that, a nice Cheshire with an adjunct, so some kind of Cheshire cheese with whiskey and stem ginger, or Cheshire and blueberry, something Cheshire cheese with something in.
I don't know if I've had Cheshire. Michael?
I don't really eat a lot of cheese on its own. I do definitely go through phases. So I do like Black Bomber a lot. That is the one that I will eat on its own, but I have really small bits of it. But Black Bomber is fucking awesome, man. It's so creamy, pretty strong, isn't it? That's considered quite a strong one.
Don't know. I've never had it.
I was going to say, I've never heard of it. Black Bomber.
Never heard of it.
What type of cheese is it?
God.
Is that a brand
cheddar,
name?
yeah.
Was it? It's cheddar.
I think it's a brand name. And so, Stuart, you had the Cherry Bakewell one the other day.
Yeah, I have the Cheshire Cheese Company.
They're the company that makes Black Bomber.
Oh, do they make Black Bomber? See, I tend not to buy. I buy a lot of cheese from them, but I tend not to buy just the bog standard cheddar from them because my reckoning is I can get a good cheddar elsewhere, whereas if I'm buying 5 cheeses from them, I want the ones with the crazy flavours.
Oh, mate, get on the Black Bomber.
Right, I will.
You've got to try it. But yeah, I'm not really a cheese eater in that way. My cheese is usually on pizzas or pasta bake or whatever. Although actually I am starting to get into cheese slightly more. In the last few weeks I've discovered, I don't know if you guys have sort of heard of it before, it's like sandwich. So I have like a sandwich for lunch these days. I use sandwich. What?
Are you asking if we heard of a sandwich before?
Yeah. What?
No,
It's like
Cameron.
okay. I need to explain. So it's 2 pieces of bread. Usually, it could be one piece that you cut in half, and then you put things in the middle between the 2 pieces of bread. And it's like a convenient sort of snack for like lunch at work and whatever. So I've always veered away from sandwiches, just from. I don't know, I think it's the bread that I'm not really a fan of. So I've discovered sandwich thins, and more specifically, the Warburton's Deli thins. They are bloody brilliant. They are really, really tasty. So I toast them lightly in the morning. Then I've been having different things. But this week, for example, I've got beef, so 2 slices of thin roast beef from Aldi. Then a slice of mozzarella, square mozzarella from Asda.
Oh.
Then lettuce and mayo. Really nice.
Mozzarella on a sandwich.
You must be the only person I know that on purpose adds lettuce to a sandwich. That's the first thing I refuse when I go to Subway.
Yeah, I love it.
No, just like I'll eat it if it's there, but not in a sandwich.
Nah, it's got to be there. A bit of lightness, bit greenery. I did have green peppers last time I did it, but that was
yellows and beige were me, you know.
Yeah, when I did vegetarian week about a month ago, and literally every meal I had was beige. It was mental.
Mental.
And
Charlie,
a lot of cheese.
a lot what? Sorry.
And a lot of cheese in vegetarian week.
Yeah. Charlie, what about yourself? What's your go-to sort of cheese on its own with crackers?
Oh God! Well, never cheese with crackers, but there's about 3 or 4 different cheeses they have on their own. Yeah, definitely a good strong cheddar. I love a good strong cheddar. Mild cheddar is a waste of cheddar.
Exactly.
Mild cheddar is a waste of cheese, empty calories. If you might as well have a good strong bit of cheddar that's good and mature, rather than a big block of mild. I like Jarlsberg on its own. Halloumi on its own.
Raw or cooked?
Raw.
We've had this conversation, Stuart, and Michael's backed me up.
Yeah, I
Really
tried it. It was good. Raw halloumi, surprisingly good.
It depends. I've had a good. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. The one from Iceland is rubbish. It wasn't very good at all. But then Iceland does the really good, strong, mature cheddar. So there you are, evened out.
Yeah, I love a strong, but also I'm sort of with Stuart to some degree that I like, although it's a lot weaker, sort of a Wensleydale, but with something in it like a Wensleydale and cranberry or something like that. It's obviously a classic. We had at Christmas
Caramelised onion cheddar as well. Oh,
yeah,
it's amazing. Caramelised onion cheddar.
That Cheshire Cheese company that me and Mike were mentioning about do a caramelised onion and Rioja cheddar.
Ooh.
That's really good. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
we had, and I can't remember what type of cheese it was actually, but I think it was a cheddar. But it was orange and whiskey. That was really nice at Christmas. Nice. That was very, very nice. Just a little bit of sort of like the obviously the orange came through, but the whiskey sort of gave it a bit of a warming sensation. It was very, very tasty. Good stuff. Good stuff. What sort of? I mean, Charlie mentioned it there about sort of cheese being added to dishes to spruce them up. What other dishes do we think are actually sort of? What are our favourite cheesy dishes or dishes that we feel that we have to absolutely have cheese on? Charlie?
Oh, things that I have to have cheese on. Oh gosh.
I've
got a lot of me on cooking really. So when I make a fish pie, it's got to have some good cheese on the top of that. Yeah.
See, I don't like fish pie, but that sounds. I don't know. It sounds like not an odd thing to put on there, but it doesn't seem like something it would go with. I don't know. Does it?
It depends what kind of fish, because when I make a fish pie, it's one kind of fish. Right. A lot of people, when they make a fish pie, they make an admiral's pie, which is the one that's full of every different kind of fish. It's practically just the ocean cooked in the oven, and I don't like that one. You know, the one with prawns in it and salmon and...
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that kind of fish pie. That's just too much.
I like mixed, but yeah, not the ones with like people put mussels in as well. Yeah, I don't want prawns and mussels in the fish pie. I like a mix, but not
a good mix.
Yeah, and I do like cheese on top of 100%.
Interesting. I just wouldn't have thought that went with it, but Fair play. Either of you guys, what about you? Any sort of cheesy dishes or dishes that have to absolutely 100% have cheese?
I tend to not put cheese onto things.
No?
So, for example, when we've cooked any kind of pasta dish, usually Gemma and Theo will have a handful of grated cheese on it. Similarly, with a baked potato, I won't do that. It's not because I don't like it, it's just because I pretend to make healthy choices. But there are some slightly different question, I suppose, but a cheesy dish that I adore is a baked camembert.
Oh yeah.
Adore it, particularly because we're campers as well, and it's a really brilliant camping meal. In France, we can just buy a baguette, a camembert, bake the camembert on one of the many stoves that we have, or even just cook it in we've got a George Foreman, so just wrap it in tinfoil and stick it in the George Foreman grill, and then just sit around a camembert and dip fresh baked French bread in it. It's immense. Yeah, I'm not really one for just chucking cheese on stuff.
No?
No. I mean, we had gnocchi for tea last night, and I chucked a handful of cheese on that, which was very nice. I'm just not a handful of cheese kind of guy.
I've never had it. It looks shit.
What, camembert?
No, gnocchi. Don't gnocchi till you tried it.
Don't laugh.
It only makes me stronger. I'd be quite disappointed to have a burger without cheese, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that happened to me.
What?
I went to Burger King and they forgot to put cheese on my cheeseburger.
Oh my god!
I think it was in Euston. I think it was Euston Station, some major London station anyway. And I'd waited ages, and I'd got on the train, sat down, and 2 bites out of it, and I thought, "Where's the cheese?" And he opened it, and there was the dreaded lettuce, and no cheese. They'd forgot to put on that square bit of salt. The orange salt square they call cheese. It had to be on there, and they forgot to put it on.
That's shocking.
That is appalling. And there'd be no point in taking it back and complaining because Burger King are notoriously awful. So,
I don't think you dare. It'd be like taking stuff back to a Poundland or something. There's some places you don't go back to and complain.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There is a dish that I'm forgetting that is intensely cheesy. It might be macaroni cheese, but there's something. No, it's like this. I'm sure there's something that I eat on a regular basis, and I'm always like, oh, this is very rich with cheese, but I can't quite remember what it is. I might come back to you later on that.
Yeah, if you could do that'd be great.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much. Well, for me, I mean, the daddy is probably the lasagna. Love a big old cheesy lasagna. I know Stuart's not a fan. He vetoed it from Food Heaven about a year ago. But yeah, fucking love a lasagna. Burger, obviously, it's improved with cheese. It's going to sound like a very obvious point. Pizza. And the only reason I bring that up is because in the UK, the cheese on pizza is just not good enough. When you go to America, you get some proper fucking melty, stringy cheese that just will not quit. But in the UK, it's just like they put on a handful, and it's ridiculous. So I felt like it needed a mention.
Yeah.
100%. That is probably my most hated thing in life. Is the disparity in quality between United Kingdom and United States pizza. I've got a famous phrase that I like to utter every couple of months, and that is, the best pizza I've had in the UK is worse than the worst pizza I've had in the US. In reality, it's probably not quite true, but it's a sentiment that is sort of founded in truth. It is a shocking and appalling situation, and it's a shame that more people aren't taking it seriously as a subject.
I can only assume it's a cost-cutting thing, because I remember pizza being a lot nicer 10, 15 years ago. Like, I do feel like it's them cutting down on cheese because it's a way of just saving themselves £2 a pizza or something ridiculous. Like,
I think what might be the issue though is maybe a cost-saving thing, obviously, but it's there's so many places now that if they buy in ready grated cheese, it's coated in potato starch and other stuff to bulk it up. So it's not actually proper 100% cheese you might be getting from takeaways, especially. And depending if you go to a chain, say like a long big pub chain or something, you might not actually be getting cheese on your pizza hardly at all because there's them cheese substitutes. I saw a box of it chucked out at the local takeaway, the empty box, and it said something like about 80% cheese.
Oh my god!
The rest of it didn't have, and I didn't look at the box long enough to know what the rest of the 20% was. But I was just like, oh, that looked nice.
When I was talking to my wife earlier on about going through tonight's running order with her, she mentioned to me, she said, "Oh, I've got a fact for you, a cheese fact." She told me, and I've googled this, and I can't find anything to verify it. But for cheese to be legally classified as cheese, it only needs to be 8% cheese. 8% cheese. She can't tell me where this fact is from.
So pizza is cheese.
Yeah. At any one time, if you haven't showered for a couple of days, Michael, you are probably legally classified as cheese.
Which, of course, I never shower, so I am cheese. Perpetually increasing in percentage of cheese. I think you might be on site, Nate, because I do recall my famous story of before I was a pizza eater, I saw a Pizza Go-Go, or so I haven't had Pizza Go-Go in years, but it was a Pizza Go-Go pizza, and it was fucking humming with cheese, and it looked incredible. The thick cheese on the top and the grease, oh my god, it looked amazing.
Places have to publish their nutritional information as well now, don't they? I wonder if that's had an impact. You know, if places put 50 grams less of cheese on a pizza, that's going to have a fair impact in terms of calories and fat for the published nutritional information.
Oh,
it's very possible.
Yeah. Ready meals are really bad at the minute. Ready meals are getting worse. I mean, I do eat a lot of ready meals. I know they shouldn't and blah, blah, blah. But the amount of cheese that they're cutting out of ready meals just to make it look as if it's healthier than I'm just adding it back in myself. You know, a bit like that scene out of The Simpsons where he goes, only 100 calories. And he's added all these things onto these wafer rice cake things. That's me.
When I was a small boy, I used to get, tinned ravioli, like Heinz tinned ravioli, empty that into a bowl, a microwavable bowl, and slice chunks of cheese, probably Red Leicester at the time, over the top of my ravioli and microwave that to make my own kind of homemade cheating lasagna. And that would just have a half an inch of melted cheese on top of it. Good times.
I'd love to have more of these examples and make this a new series for the channel of eating shit that I ate as a child and sort of reviewing it as an adult.
I'm still eating it now. just any old crap in the fridge or the cupboard, just slam it together. No one's looking at me. It's a meal to me.
Well, there you go. You can try tinned ravioli and slices of Red Leicester then.
I'd also like to shout out Perfect Pizza, which used to be in Aylesbury, but now has only got a handful of stores. Their pizza was very cheesy, and I used to get the cheese and garlic, which was basically just a massive garlic bread with loads of cheese and quite strong of garlic. I used to sort of flick between that and Domino's. Then we got Papa John's, so I've never looked back since we got Papa John's, but it would be nice to have that option of Perfect Pizza because it is sort of really quite different and so cheese heavy.
I did once with, I think it was Papa John's, I upped the cheese content as much as I possibly could, and it was definitely a lot more like the pizzas of America. But it's just I don't feel like I should have to pay another fucking £3 or whatever it works out for.
Yeah, £2.40 for a large.
Yeah, just to have a legitimate pizza.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Moving on. I think it was briefly touched on there, but what about some of the sort of more? I've called them alternative cheeses. It's probably not fair, but your halloumis and your feta, things that not something you would necessarily see. Don't laugh, Stuart. I'm talking about cheeses that you wouldn't necessarily see on a cheese board, on a cheese platter. Yeah. Other things. What were our favourites and our thoughts on some of these? I mean, halloumi's obviously come up.
Yeah.
Stuart, are you willing to join the raw halloumi gang?
I try it. I think I said this last time we talked about it. I saw you very shortly after the last time we talked about it, and we had mentioned perhaps eating some raw halloumi for a review. I just haven't got round to doing it. My wife has since. I think
Didn't happen in the end.
She got a wrap or a sandwich, and that had raw halloumi on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael. What was that?
I said didn't happen in the end. It was an Office reference.
Yeah. And to let him go. He was rubbish.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be willing to try it. I love halloumi cooked though. I think it's fantastic. Similarly, I really enjoy feta in a wrap or a sandwich, like a feta and olive and sorry Charlie, like salad, feta, olive and salad, tomatoes in a wrap. Nice tasty wrap for a healthy lunch. Cottage cheese. What are we saying about cottage cheese?
I love cottage cheese.
There's only one brand of cottage cheese that's acceptable though for me. It has to be Longley Farm. If it's not Longley Farm, it can get in the bin. Any own brand, supermarket own brand cottage cheese, no. Longley Farm, amazing stuff.
I don't know if I've ever had cottage cheese. It's just one of those things I've always heard about. I just have never.
People are always talking about it, though, aren't they? Oh,
it is literally it's
on Reddit
on the news.
Oh, you can't spend 10 minutes on Reddit without coming across a cottage cheese subreddit.
Yes, r/cottage, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's the different one, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a little pots of runny. That's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, halloumi's absolutely mind blowing. Halloumi is very current as well. It's very 2017 halloumi. And I'm not sure if this fits into your speciality cheese section, or if it's better placed in a different section. But mozzarella dippers are life.
I would have that in here. I mean, mozzarella probably more just on its own than mozzarella dippers, but I do like a mozzarella dipper or a brie alternative. Do they do brie ones? Deep fried brie?
Camembert ones.
Camembert.
Yeah.
That's my two least favourite cheeses listed right there together.
Really?
I don't like mozzarella and I don't like brie. That's the only two cheeses I don't like: mozzarella and brie.
Do you like camembert?
I don't think I've had it.
Right.
Is that like a brie again?
It's within the same kind of realm as brie, isn't it?
Then I probably won't like it then, so I've probably just saved myself a couple of quid trying it.
It's a bit more sort of. I would say it's got a stronger flavour than brie and mozzarella, but it's similar.
I was going to ask then, how many? Let's say McDonald's mozzarella dippers, just so that we all know what they are.
I don't know
how many. How many mozzarella dippers do you think you could get through?
What are
Charlie,
they? Like little fish fingers, but with mozzarella in them.
Are we talking finger size?
So Stuart, don't do this whole I'm Northern, I don't have the internet thing. It's not going to wash with me, pal.
How big?
I was hoping that with Charlie on tonight that you wouldn't be able to do this ganging up on me as a Northerner, but seeing as though Charlie's a sellout.
Hang on. Whoa. I've not said anything about your northernness.
No, but he has, hasn't he? That idiot.
I vaguely mentioned it. I barely remember what I said, though. No, Charlie, you go. How many mozzarella dippers could you get through, seeing as you don't like them?
I didn't even know there was a thing. Is this a McDonald's item? I have never heard of them.
3 in a portion.
Never heard of them.
They're quite thin sticks. They're probably 3/4 of an inch wide and 3 inches long, and their coating is like incredibly crispy, and so the inside is really gooey and nice. Right. Man, when they're fresh out of the fryer, oh boy!
What we said? What about 18? Would that be?
Yeah, 18 would be quite impressive, I think.
I was thinking around the 20 mark. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I've never mass eaten that sort of type of thing, so I wouldn't know what my tolerance of it would be.
More or less filling than a chicken McNugget.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. More, I would say. Yeah, I can fairly comfortably get through 20 chicken McNuggets.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I could end 23 mozzarella dippers.
Oh well, that's a challenge for you right there, listeners.
It would make a good video, but I think it's £1.70 for 3. So what?
So I'll pay you. I'll pay you.
Wow.
I will pay you to eat 23 mozzarella dippers.
You'll foot the budget for that video.
I will foot the. I will foot. Me and Stuart will. I will foot you to do that as a video for the 25k special.
I will foot the budgie. Again.
Is it dangerous though?
Yes.
For your long-term health. I can't imagine.
I mean, didn't you stop you watching on as Gossy threw a load of sour balls into his mouth?
Different person, innit? It's not me. Yeah, that's alright.
23.
No, alright.
£1.
I'll have a look. $1.69 for 3, I think.
£1.69, right. So £1.70 for 3. So we want to buy. We want to buy what, eight lots. God,
yes.
it's about 13 quid, mate.
Oh, that's not too bad actually.
Put your hands in your pocket.
Yeah.
Actually,
don't
put your hands in your pocket. Keep them where we can see them.
Just pools of cottage cheese.
Away from your mozzarella dipper.
Social media, what does it mean to ya? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, hey, like, follow, retweet, make our day. Social media, what does it mean to ya? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, hey, like, follow, retweet, make our day.
You can find Food Review UK on Twitter at Food Review UK, Facebook also at Food Review UK, and on Instagram at FRUKgram. Check it out.
They do a pick and mix cheese at my local cheese outlet, and with the cottage cheese the other day, they didn't have any.
Cheese outlet.
Well, they said special offer today. It's buy one get one free in terms of for every 100 grams. So they said fill your boots. I said I'm wearing sandals. So I just put it in my pocket. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Outlet. That's so tacky. We just line the cows up.
Oh. It's all the seconds that they couldn't sell in the main cheese store that they knock out in the cheese outlet, the discount cheese outlet.
Even Lidl and Aldi don't want this cheese, but the cheese outlet, they've got it.
Cheese made from the milk of from poorly cows.
Can we get some sort of nutritionist to do a risk assessment on this Mozzie D thing? Because I'm slightly concerned.
It'll be fine.
Well, all right. Maybe I just won't eat for 24 hours. That'll probably be fair, isn't it?
I love this. The man that sits there and says he will eat 20 chicken nuggets without even questioning has probably never looked into the nutritional side of it. Yet he's questioning it because it's cheese.
Chicken McNugget is probably about what? I'd say one chicken McNugget is probably as healthy as about a head of lettuce. Why are you laughing?
Specialty cheeses, goat's cheese.
Oh,
yeah.
No
one's mentioned the goat's cheese. What are our thoughts on that?
No.
I enjoy it in all its forms.
It has to be cooked though, right?
I like cooked goat's cheese, that type that you get in, for example, a goat's cheese salad. But I also do enjoy the other type of goat's cheese, which is that you get those little logs of the very soft goat's cheese. That they call it something like fromage de chèvre or something. They call it something. But it's a very different texture to normal goat cheese.
Gruff.
So yeah.
Is it just as pongy and tangy as.
No, it's a much creamier affair. In fact, I used to quite enjoy eating it. I'd get an apple, slice an apple into wedges, and have apple and goat's cheese. Very nice.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I'd be intrigued because goat's cheese is very difficult. I can understand how it's an acquired taste. It's obviously got a very tangy flavour.
Yeah.
But when it's cooked, it just seems to be a lot more palatable. So if it's a goat's cheese that I don't necessarily have to warm through, that sounds interesting. I would definitely I'd definitely like to try that. I mean, that segues on to also, I mean, blue cheeses in general. What's our view on blue cheeses? I mean, I detest a blue cheese. It's just too much. It's not yeah.
Blue cheese. I disliked it immensely when I was a kid. But really recently, like last year, we got some burgers from a burger place. We got it ordered in, and it was in plain white boxes, and you couldn't tell which was which. And I just pulled out the box and took a big bite out of it, and it was blue cheese. And I knew it wasn't ham, but it was really nice. So my tastes have changed on blue cheese, definitely. And a few times I've gone into places like Honest Burger, and Bar and Burger have stopped putting it on their burgers now, but you can still order it by request at some places. And my tastes have changed on blue cheese, definitely. Hated it, used to. Now I love it.
I like blue cheese. I do like it. Stilton or... mainly a Stilton, I suppose. But every time I eat it, I do have to just get over a little psychological barrier. I don't know why. I enjoy the taste of it. I just need to just psych myself up a little bit.
Is this the same barrier that puts you off custard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Don't you like custard?
I do like custard, yeah. It's just that sometimes I just have to get myself over a little psychological barrier.
I like it cold, but I hate it hot.
Oh.
I hate hot custard.
Wow.
I think it goes back when I was at school, at primary school, and you used to have them big custard jugs, and all the dried custard would be hanging off the edge of the jug.
Oh,
and it's just that is just vile. It used to make me feel sick.
Yeah.
But cold custard, like straight out of a can or something like that, or straight out of a little pot, absolutely lovely. But as soon as it's anything warmer than room temperature, it makes me feel sick.
How old are you, Charlie?
Ambrosia custard was amazing.
How old are you, Charlie?
I'm 35. Well, 34.
Yeah, I thought you were. Yeah, just a little bit. I was just a little bit younger than me. It's the 1980s were a prime time for
custard in jugs.
Yeah, jug custard.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see, you
But
understand this, Michael.
chocolate things made in the that chocolate cake thing cut into squares in the metal trays.
Yeah.
And at the end, there'd always be someone glugging on this big, massive jug that seemed bigger than them. and then the dried custard made it look even bigger, and it was just like that looks vile. I just used to have the dry chocolate brick thing.
Yeah.
Custard.
Yeah. School dinners, Mum.
I do vaguely recall that. I must have. It's either that's trenched deep into pop culture, or I just did experience it. I feel like I experienced that. Definitely remember like jugs of custard. I do like custard.
that was a little train of thought journey, wasn't it, Michael?
Blue cheese is a bit of a barrier for me. I think I'd probably be alright with some of it in certain situations, but again, because I don't really have cheese on its own, it's in its own world. And again, I've never tried it, to be fair. I'll try it eventually, but I am 32 years old, but I've probably got the food maturity age of like an 11-year-old.
No.
So like, I got into pizza 10 years ago?
12, 13 now at least.
12, 13, yeah. Maybe 15.
No.
No? Oh, too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually I'll probably get on it.
Blue cheese does take you into the same realm as the super strong cheddar. In that it gives you an umami that you don't get with other cheeses.
It's just revolting.
Has anyone ever been to Cheddar, the place?
No.
Because when I was a kid, went to the Cheddar Gorge, and there are all these other different cheeses there as well, and it was just amazing. Like, they brought out this little tray, like all different cheeses and everything. And it was really random though because they do candle making as well, which I thought was really random. It's like how did they make that bridge from making cheese to candles?
Don't want to get those classes mixed up.
Obviously, up until now, we've been talking about sort of real traditional cheeses, but fake cheeses, cheeses in other forms. Gross or deserve a place on the dinner table? I mean, burger cheese is probably a sort of an easy go-to for a lot of people at home to throw into a burger, of course.
Does anyone remember Philadelphia when they mixed it with Cadbury chocolate?
I never had it, but I remember it happening.
Yeah, it was ages ago when they did it, and really randomly advertised by Jennifer Saunders, and but it was weird, and I ended up having a go making some of my own, just getting some Asda Smart Price own cream cheese and chucking in a bit of chocolate spread. It was the same sort of thing, but it was just such a random thing. It's like chocolate and cream cheese.
What's the thinking of that? Is that I mean, does it taste cheesy still? Has it sort of got that sort of still?
No, it was just an absolute mess up by Kraft, just slamming two completely inappropriate foods together. If Oreo had been around at the time, I would have been very surprised if they hadn't have made an Oreo Philadelphia.
I actually quite liked it. I think it was. I had it with I think it definitely predates Food Review by a few years. And I remember Claire and I had it with we bought a pack of breadsticks and whatnot, and I had it like that.
Did you? You sort of trailed off a little bit there, mate. What did you try first, pizza or Philadelphia chocolate spread?
Oh, pizza.
Sure.
Pizza's when Claire and I got together, so I can literally pinpoint when I first had pizza. Probably to the day, actually.
Okay. What day was it?
The 20. It was probably the 20. Oh, yeah. No, I can definitely. Oh, that's an interesting anniversary. I think it was the 28th of March 2015. Sorry, 2005. 2005. Yeah, 28th of March 2005.
Oh, how? So, have you got any idea when I met you? You can't. Well, no, not actually met in person. When I met you on the when I groomed you on the internet. How? What? You can't have been with Claire for very long. When we first encountered each other.
I think you and I know each other before Claire.
So my relationship with you predates your relationship with Claire.
Yeah,
and predates your relationship with pizza.
Yeah. Because you knew me as Mike Crazy initially, didn't you?
No.
What?
Oh, did you not?
No, you were Resource Man.
Oh, Resource Man was 2000 and... I think Resource Man was 2004. I'm not... Yeah, no, it must...
Mike Crazy!
Yeah.
You're such a loser.
My first name on Actually Realms was Mike Crazy. The Crazy was with a K.
Obviously.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
It was the early 2000s.
Brilliant.
I still just think that my email is fantastic. Zero Vortex.
I think you and I are probably two of the only adults in existence still using Hotmail accounts as well.
I have Hotmail.
Do you?
I've got an Hotmail account.
Have we all got? Do you use it, Charlie? Like
It's my junk one. You know when you feel like duty bound to give your email when you go into a shop like a certain chocolate shop. We will not mention. Just to get the offers and everything like that. You had to put your email down. So I just use it as a junk email. I don't actually use it. I use it for Facebook, and I used to on Twitter as well. So notifications go to that, so they don't clutter up my Google Mail.
I tried to find you on Twitter today, and I couldn't find you.
I've binned it off.
Oh.
And I was thinking about restarting it again. I'd had it for a while, but it's just one of them social media things that's never really resonated with me. I mean, obviously I've got YouTube, Facebook forever, but I just can't seem to fit a third one into my life.
I was very much the same with. I mean, this has gone massively off tangent from fucking cheeses. We've gone through custard into social media. I don't know how that connects. But yeah, I was very much the same with Twitter as you. But then one day it just clicked, and now I bloody love Twitter. Yeah. I think it's following the right people. I think that helps, and getting people that are quite funny with it. Shout out to Kelly Cletherow, very much one of my favourite Twitterers out there.
For funny things?
Yeah,
Kelly?
She says some funny things.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
She says some funny things in every context.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's finding the right people, and it's also great for like news and stuff like that. So I'm very much on the Twitter game these days. Whereas for years I was like, I don't get it. What's the point? What's the point in having this social media that you can only use 140 characters? You can barely say anything with that.
I think what bugged me about it is it got too commercial. And it would just seem to be like my feed just seemed to be full of companies wanting to sell me this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, this is boring, and all that guilt tripping stuff as well, and fake news and all that sort of palaver. It's just, and then it was trying to sift through it all to find something actually relevant, or from a friend or something on Twitter or somebody I followed. So I just binned it off.
Fair enough. Which brings us through to dessert cheeses. How do we? How do we feel about some of the dessert cheeses like mascarpone, or indeed, let's take it even a step further. What do we? I think we've discussed this on the podcast before, but cheese boards as a dessert.
No,
absolutely not. That's a starter.
Or in lieu of a meal, just remove all the rest of the meal and just eat a cheese board.
Yeah,
a big cheese board.
People who will have melon to start and cheese board to end are a new special kind of dangerous.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand that logic.
I do quite like a melon starter, but I certainly wouldn't have a cheese board.
You are a melon starter. What an
You know, fun is actually. Well, it's. Do you know what is quite fascinating and somewhat coincidental? Is that I was actually discussing melon starters at work yesterday.
Oh, what a fascinating life you lead!
Well,
Jesus.
Well, yeah,
eating melon, talking about melon.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, good. Be sarcastic to the man. Don't know where it's going with that. The man, boy. I don't know. No, I've had it a few times. You get like mint syrup and little either curls or wafer thin slices. It's nice. It's palate fresh cleansing. It's a nice intro, preparing your mouth for stronger flavours, rich.
No,
rich, preparing your mouth for rich.
more rich foods.
Oh, okay.
So what you're saying is that melon is a bit like limbering up before exercise.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you're an idiot.
I do neither.
No.
Now, cheesecake's a great dessert. I love cheesecake.
Oh, very much so.
Like from when I used to shop at Marks and Spencer or Patisserie Valerie, the big slab of cheesecake. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not had that. Are they completely gone now, Pat?
No, they got bought. Someone bought them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really glad because they nearly went to the wall because of fraud and everything. But I wish I was on Twitter at the time though, because I had loads of puns that I was going to make about a cake shop. You know, obviously struggling and getting back and all this, that, and the other. But hey, never happened. But if you get a good quality cheesecake though from like Marks and Spencer's or Waitrose or Pat Val. Because if you get one like from Lidl or something like that, it's like really thin.
Yeah.
I had one from Aldi today. It was really nice. Key lime cheesecake.
Ooh, key lime. I like key lime. Lime.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Nice smooth lime curd, nice thick cheesecake bit, and then a crumbly biscuit base. It's good.
Yeah. Cheesecake's great.
Stuart, I'm going to aim this at you first because I feel like this is something you... mascarpone with the dessert.
Yeah.
As like a cream alternative. How do you feel about that?
Oh, incredible! Mascarpone is wonderful. Having a little quenelle of mascarpone with something would be a tremendously luxurious and indulgent upgrade on pretty much any other option. I don't think it's something that happens particularly often. Imagine a slice of deliciously cinnamony, crunchy, thick sliced apple pie with rather than would you like ice cream, cream or custard, just a nice quenelle of mascarpone draped over it in much the same way as Michelle Pfeiffer draped herself over Jeff Bridges' piano in the 1991 movie The Fabulous Baker Boys. Oh, incredible scenes. Love
tremendous reference.
I love mascarpone cheese.
Probably an unwanted insight into Stuart's.
Spencer's advert. This is no ordinary mascarpone. This is draped mascarpone over a piano.
It's so good. It's such a versatile little product, isn't it, mascarpone?
Oh, versatile.
Best flavour of carte d'or as well, isn't it? Carte d'or, mascarpone with little bits of pistachio and a raspberry coulis sort of thing in.
Oh, yeah, I bet that's...
Have you not had that?
No.
No, one's seen that, I don't think.
No.
Oh. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of carte d'or, but that's easily the best flavour.
Love a bit of carte d'or. Very nice.
Does carte d'or melt?
Are you being a prick?
No, because lots of ice creams now don't melt.
Are you just being a prick because you know I've done this content?
Oh, have you done carte d'or? I know you've done ice cream not melting content.
Fucking prick.
I'm not. I know you've done the
content.
I'm not. I know you've done the content, but I couldn't remember which ice cream it was specifically. Was it carte d'or?
Brilliant. I've searched Food Review UK melt, and it's just come up this bloody melt who presents it. Yeah. No, big beefy melt, sausage and bean melt, chipotle chicken melt, cheddar melt, chocolate melt. Everything but does this ice cream melt. I'm gonna type in ice cream as well.
We had a tub of Kelly's ice cream the other day. Kelly's chocolate, like a chocolate brownie flavoured ice cream, and not only that didn't freeze properly, so it always stayed like proper soft scoop. But at the same time didn't really melt either. It just stayed at an appropriate ice cream consistency, regardless of what you did to it.
Have you unlocked the secret of ice cream?
I think Kelly's might have done.
Kelly Cathro? No, different Kelly.
Does carte d'or melt, or is that the one that doesn't melt?
It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, well, I don't think it does melt. It was carte d'or that I did it with, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was. Yeah, I've got the video here.
Does it freeze?
Carte d'or doesn't melt.
Does it freeze super hard, or does it stay scoopable?
Quite soft.
So
Yeah,
basically, like.
Soft scoop's the one that sets rock hard, ironically, isn't it? You get a little, you get your box of soft scoop ice cream out the freezer. You think, oh, I'll have a bit of ice cream, but sweating 5 minutes later, and you've got like the tiniest little kale of ice cream, and you put it in your dish. You think, oh, that's worth it.
You still get those boxes of ice cream that you slice.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen them in years.
They were good, weren't they?
Yeah, it's Lions something where the Nestle brought it back.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the name of it, but you can get that ice cream slice thing. Yeah. It looks a bit like Viennetta, the packaging.
Yeah.
Obviously it's paper, but it's like that. Oh, just thought of Viennetta now.
Oh.
I mean, we've spent more time talking about other food products than we have cheese tonight, which is very odd.
Cheese is a branching food. It connects to everything. It's like the fibre of life.
It's dairy food, so that's where we went on to ice cream and stuff.
It's a gateway food.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've got. Michael, would you like to sock med me?
Yeah, I'd love to, mate.
Go on, then.
Do now?
Yeah.
I'm just adjusting my pop
shield, which is making absolutely no difference.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Oh, sorry. Shall I put on the audio test that I did?
Pop
where
shields.
I went, I went, suffering succotash, suffering succotash. And I bet you're hearing that just like perfectly, like no. Oh, sorry, should I do it without the pop? Suffering succotash. Oh, I mean, you're suffering succotash. See, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, when you're close to the mic, as I explained the other day, you've been around about 1 to 2 feet away from your microphone all night.
You're listening to FRUK Unwrapped, the Food Review UK podcast. Review it on iTunes, if you dare.
Sockmed. Social media. So we post every couple of weeks. We post the upcoming episode on our social media channels. You should go check us out. FRUKgram on Instagram, Food Review UK, and the other usual places. Frankie Funko, frequent commenter, says, Charlie is a total babe. About time you had him on. From a fellow Yorkshire bird, more Charlie. Cheese, I believe, quite honestly goes with anything, even cyanide. I think that's what I'd call liking cheese too much, probably. I'd not suggest cyanide as a good accompaniment myself.
Have you tried it?
I haven't. Don't knock you till you tried it.
25k subscriber special.
You can do it after the mozzarella dippers.
Yeah, perfect. Probably help. Line my stomach with breadcrumbs and cheese first. Bong lungs. Throwback to 2 years ago. Just had my teeth ripped out, and I have to use Corsadil for pain relief on my gums. And stumble across his video. Love you, Fleming lad. 2 hearts emojis.
I had to have my wisdom teeth out about 15 years ago, and it took me about 7 days for it to heal because it wouldn't stop bleeding. And that is related to the story that Bong has just mentioned for reasons.
Yeah, teeth
out and all the wisdom tooth, and it was it just seemed, and then it got infected as well, so I had to go back to the dentist.
Oh.
And it was just what's the point of wisdom teeth, really? It's just it's like a late guest to the party, isn't it? Just show up, unwelcome. You got to rip them out.
Have you got any left?
Me? Yeah, all of them except that one.
All right. Have you got all? What about you, Michael? What's your wisdom tooth situation?
I was just gonna say you'd have thought that we'd have you'd have thought we would have evolved out of them by now. I very interesting, not interesting, I suppose, but some words I'm about to say about my wisdom teeth. They've been trying to come through for about 10 years. They every so often they will hurt a tiny bit. And like my gums will you can feel them beneath the gum, like trying to come through. Sometimes they break the gum the tiniest amount. But then they'll just like start retreating again. I like to think that I can actually control them slightly.
Right.
So I do
irony.
I do this thing where I concentrate really hard and try to pull the wisdom teeth back up into my gums. Because basically where a few of them try to come out every so often, and where they're trying to come out, I don't think there's any room for them really, because there's already a tooth there. So it's that sort of thing.
Do you think they're moving around your mouth trying to find a better spot? Is that you think that what's happened is you've confused wisdom teeth with travellers?
Does explain why they knocked on my nasal cavity the other day, asking if they had any copper piping.
I mean that's a racial stereotype, isn't it?
That's not racist.
Yeah, all the wisdom teeth will be complaining now.
No, they're probably looking for a better spot, and they're like, "Oh, all his teeth are fucked." No, I don't think they'll ever come through. They keep trying. Sorry. There's a nice little wisdom teeth
Nathan?
Sort of tangent.
Nathan, what's your wisdom tooth situation?
Very confusing because I remember somebody telling me that well, it would have been a dentist. It wasn't just a random stranger that was looking in my mouth. But I remember the dentist just casually dropping in something about my wisdom teeth, and I literally had no idea that they'd come through. So they're all through and they're all still there as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. And it was all fine.
Yeah, I had no pain. Like literally, like they were like, "Oh, there's your wisdom teeth there," and yeah, very very odd because all you hear is. If people aren't talking about cottage cheese, they're talking about how painful their wisdom teeth coming through are. And yeah, so I was very surprised that it was. They were there one day. They were there.
Wow, you can see why we were top 20 UK comedy podcasts.
Yeah, have we got any fucking viewers that you want to call in and talk about their fucking wisdom teeth situation, Stuart? Or should we get on to the next fucking question, mate?
Next podcast. I want social media. Wisdom tooth updates. I want to know about everyone's wisdom teeth.
Good luck. No one listens this far in. Fucking Lux Elegant says #now following awesome page. Thanks. Finn Rogers said
not a question.
Finn Rogers says Manchego cheese is the best. Imagine thinking otherwise.
It's the bottom side of average, isn't it?
Oh,
cheese.
Yeah,
it's a cheese.
Hey, that's the cave one, isn't it? Is that the cave one? I don't know. There's more than one cave one.
That's more than one.
Also, how much do I need to donate to Patreon for MJ to shave his beard off for a year like the good old days?
Oh dear.
Like $100K probably. Get me a house.
I mean, again, another 25k special.
And get him enough money to keep him drunk on Radler for a year.
Crack him back.
£5. Mr. JS Carter. If you were to put cheese into a well-known chocolate bar, which cheese and which bar? Fucking stupid question. Sorry, his words, not mine. God,
mascarpone replacing the caramel in a Galaxy caramel.
There you go. My vote also.
I would go mascarpone. Was the question replacing or combining? Sorry.
Put into.
So I would think a nice, now I'm going to be a bit cheeky with this one, a caramel infused mascarpone in a Kit Kat. Chunky.
Oh, wow. You dirty man. Oh, but it's the best kind of dirty. Oh, Nathan. With this caramel infused Kit Kat chunky, you're really spoiling us.
That's a Ferrero Rocher moment.
Oh, mascarpone Rocher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Little balls of cheesy goodness. Back
What
to
about Dairy Milk?
to Michael again.
What about a Dairy Milk with blue cheese with the Stilton?
Oh. What about a Boost with a nice layer of brie in the middle? On a serious point, Lidl had a thing a while ago. You know, they do the continental weeks or the country weeks. When it was Polish, they had little blocks of quark. Flavoured quark covered in a thin layer of like dark chocolate.
Oh,
I tried one. It was really, really tasty.
Wow.
Really delicious. A little cheesy. Basically like a non-frozen chalk ice it works out as. That kind of vibe. But yeah, it was an interesting proposition.
What is quark? It was nowhere, now it's everywhere. What is it?
Have you ever had the Skier yogurts? It's not too dissimilar to Skier yogurt. I believe it's basically the same kind of stuff. So it's a fat-free, thick, whey protein kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, I had one the other day. It was Muller brand vanilla quark. I think really nice, like a thick, slightly mature tasting yogurt, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good stuff though.
It was nice.
like it,
Yeah, nice.
It's just that every time
really
I see it, I can't remember the comedian who said it, but they said quark is just a posh duck. So every time I go to Ravenscourt Park, now I look at the fancy houses and I see the ducks and I think, yeah, there go quark.
Apparently, I've got a poor connection, so hopefully my quality doesn't drop.
Well, I mean, your
quality.
terrible anyway, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Charlie, what about your chocolate bar cheese fusion?
I don't know. Let's go for something really sickly.
Oh.
What about a big blob of cream cheese in a Turkish delight,
Ooh.
covered
Yeah.
in chocolate?
Yeah, I like the sound of that, to be fair.
I don't know. It's quite strange adding a cheese to a chocolate.
It's a weird question. Bloody weird. Scotty787, Yassa! Charlie is on. Luke C99, Charlie was wrong in his subject decision. Can only really eat melted cheese, otherwise it's mostly gross. Oh, I used to be like that, so I can't complain. Olish Plinsky, so halloumi is obviously the goat cheese. Do we really need to discuss this topic because it's no-brainer, really? Also, what cheese can get in the sea?
Halloumi's not goat cheese, is it?
No,
Brilliant.
it's used milk. It's 3 different cans of milk to make halloumi in it.
It is,
Oh,
yeah.
that's gross. Used milk. Ooh.
No,
Oh.
you milk.
What? Milk
The
is
animal.
already-
The you.
Me milk. What, like my pocket
Yes,
cheese?
your milk.
You can milk
makes
anything with
halloumi.
nipples, can't you?
I've got
You
nipples.
could try
Can you
it.
milk me?
I'd have a bloody good try. I think there's a video about that somewhere, Nathan, isn't there?
There is. I don't know where though. Somewhere.
25k subscribers, Nate's back on the breast pump.
It's a good point actually. Our viewers and listeners probably haven't seen such
Oh,
a
share
sight.
that to the Facebook group.
I will do. When I find it, I'll show it to the group.
Amazing.
My pump. Claire, cover your ears. Maddie Madworld says, does MJ like cheesy chat-up lines with some sort of cute emoji there? Obviously, I won't answer that. Bong line.
Bongers.
Bongers.
I know this might be too late, but don't really enjoy cheese less it's grown in a tent in the UK.
Lad.
Wink. And love cheesy chips with a kebab. Naughty. I fucking love it.
I love
Cheese.
the fact that like his references to big nugs of cheds is not what's naughty. The naughtiness is the cheesy chips with his kebab. They're like all the weedy smokes. That's not naughty. Like, but cheesy chips.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Cheesy chips. We've not touched on that, but cheesy chips are a lovely little guilty pleasure delight.
Oh God! He's found it. He's found what the rich, indulgent, ultra cheesy thing that MJ referenced earlier was. It's cheese with chips. Yeah, 100%. Because you get thick gobs of cheese. Oh, I love it.
Good.
Okay.
Love cheese chips. Our final question, because Facebook has let us down this time. There's no questions on Facebook, guys.
Good.
Probably because I'm on and nobody.
I'll have some. I'll be saying some kind words about Charlie in a minute, so I will not have Charlie. I will not have you disrespecting our guests, and that includes yourself. Reese Peru says, "Quiz for Nate, Stuart, and Charlie." Wow, this is fucking great.
By the way, Reese is my work colleague who listens every week.
Lad.
Brilliant.
And even today was trying to pronounce Olis Pinsky in exactly the same way that you do. Olis Pinsky.
What a lad. Quiz for Nate, Stuart, and Charlie.
There we go.
Wait, that's not the Reese that lived in Aylesbury, is it?
Yes.
That's Aylesbury Reese.
Reesbury, yeah.
Do I know him then? Sure, I must know him. I'll have a look later.
What do you mean you'll have a look? You're gonna go walk out your flat, have a wander around the street, shouting "Reese,
Reese!"
What, Reese!"
Blowing your
People
whistle.
just start throwing peanut butter at me.
Is there any Reese out there?
Is there anyone alive up there? No, I'm not going to do my. Can't remember his name.
Reese.
Mr. Ian Grafford.
Oh.
1. Glanders. Answer. Don't say MJ. What? Oh God. Yeah. I'm glad that he wrote in capital letters. Don't say MJ. So Reese has written a mini Quivia.
Brilliant.
So this is the quiz. Cheese or disease? Glanders.
Glanders.
Cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
Cheese.
It's actually a disease.
Oh.
Backstein.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Disease.
It is cheese.
Oh.
Hereford hop.
That's definitely a cheese.
Cheese.
Disease.
It's a cheese.
Yes.
Brunner.
Cheese.
Disease.
Rana, disease.
It is a disease.
Oh.
And the last one, Gallybagger.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
It's a draw.
Was anyone keeping count? Because
Yeah, it's
it's
a
a
draw.
draw, is it?
We all got one wrong. So Reese,
Whoa.
what's the tiebreaker, Reese?
Well, it actually says loser does a cheesy forfeit, so if you all lost.
But we also all won.
There can't be a winner if there's all losers. So.
You've got to be in it to win it. Therefore, if you're not in it, you automatically didn't win it, aka vis-a-vis a loser.
My current life situation.
So
You have to do cheesy forfeit.
you are the loser.
No, I read it out.
Well done.
I won. I knew all the answers.
And we're very proud of you for reading it out.
That's it. That's the end of the social medias.
Thank you very much, Reese.
Well,
I
yeah.
would like. I want more of them every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, well done. Cheese or disease.
Before we move on to the next section, I just want to say a few kind words about Charlie, actually. Charlie's YouTube channel, if you've not watched it already, it is absolutely incredible. I think that Charlie is probably the most genuine person on YouTube. He's completely real, far more real than ourselves. Or maybe myself. Maybe myself.
Throwing us under the bus there.
I do actually recall when I first set up Food Review UK. I think I was already aware of Charlie. I'm not sure if I was a subscriber at that point. I think I might have been actually on my old channel. But I remember searching for food reviews, and your videos were the only ones that came up. But your content is just, it makes me laugh. It's funny. It's unexpected. You do mental stuff. You upload loads of videos as well, which I absolutely love, because I think a lot of people don't upload enough, like especially these big YouTubers where it's their job. I find it weird how there's these massive, like huge YouTubers that make thousands and thousands of pounds, and they upload like 1 or 2 videos a week. But then people like us upload like every day or every couple of days, and
it's weird,
that's on top
because
of
when
job as
people
well.
comment, and it's like sometimes you get people saying you don't do enough, and then some people say you're doing too much. Some people say want longer videos, and some people say shorter videos. And in a way, it's just do what you want.
Yeah,
it's your channel. You do what you like, and if people want to watch, they'll watch. That's the only reason I do YouTube videos. I just do what I do, and if people want to watch it, and they do, which is brilliant. And but yeah, thanks.
Yeah. No, well, honestly, listeners, go check him out. Charlie Fleming, brilliant channel. So different, so varied. You're very funny, and also I've said it a few times on your videos where you've done sort of discussions on not only the food industry and like food retail, but I guess the retail sector in general. You would talk like quite in depth about all like trends that are going on and like the business side of things. And I think you're absolutely spot on that sort of thing. And very, very interesting and good insights, especially from someone who's actually worked a lot in the retail industry as well. So, bloody legend. I'm really happy to have you on. So,
thank you.
I mean, that's the most serious MJ's been on this podcast in 18 months. I literally don't think I've heard him talk sincerely for that long.
I also feel bad for every other guest we've ever had on this podcast who's never had a little MJ speech.
well,
New segment. MJ blows smoke up your ass. Every episode here on out.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, can't say anything nice now. Brilliant. That's good, isn't it? Can't throw out a few compliments in this day and age. You just got to tell someone that they got a funny tinge to them. You seen that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Stuart, you've got a Google funny tinge.
Right. Okay. Is it safe?
Yeah.
Maybe let's
Political news. Do it later.
after the show.
All right. Okay.
Do it
After
after.
that, yeah, because right now, it's time to play a game.
It's time to play a game. Let's play a game. It's called Sweeter or Severio. We pull the name of a foodstuff out of a hat. You tell us what you think about that. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory? Will it be sugary or covered in salt? There's just no way to know. But you must predict. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory?
Right, Charlie, in the game Sweeter or Savoury, all you have to do, all I have to do is tell you a food, and you tell me if the next food that I randomly pick from this selection, from out of my hat, will be sweeter or savourier than the food that we've just had. It's very, very simple, Charlie. Very, very simple. I believe that our current leader in 2019 is 9. Rich Milford with 9. Which is a pretty tall order because the recent playings of Sweeter or Savoury have been very, very weak. Let's get on with the game. As always, if we have got a tied decision, then Nathan Peterson is the impartial judge because Michael Jameson is an idiot. Here we go. The first food out of the hat.
Wait, hang on. Is that not it normally gets debated upon, doesn't it?
Yeah, we debate it and then Nathan makes a decision. The first food out of the hat is the second time it's ever appeared in the game. It's the polo. Will the next food, Charlie, be sweeter or savourier than the polo?
Sweeter.
Sweeter than a polo.
Yeah.
Here we go. We have... It's the first... Oh, we've got a virgin food. It's the first time out of the hat. We've got roast potatoes. They are...
Are they marshmallow cooked?
Savourier than a polo.
I think going sweeter than a polo was always going to be a risky decision.
Well, no, because polos are mints, aren't they? And, you know, and, well, I'm in pain. I stood on a plug.
I'm surprised this lot don't agree with you, to be honest, after the whole Maryland Cookie versus Airwave decision.
Is this the actual worst ever performance on...
No, loads of people have got
See,
two before.
It was a lottery.
wasn't she's? I don't know how she's been mentioned 3 times in this podcast, but didn't Kelly do something similar? Didn't she say something? She was like, she went sweeter and she went, as long as it's not Marmite, I'll be fine. And it was Marmite.
Did she? But I'm sure she didn't get 2.
I think so.
No,
I think Kelly might.
I reckon there's been 2 or 3 people who've got 2.
Regardless,
Yeah.
that just goes to show that the human race's capacity for uselessness is never ceases to amaze me. I'm not mean that was pathetic. Michael, can you take back all the nice things that you said about Charlie?
Listen, I didn't. One thing I didn't mention of Charlie is he's a big risk taker, and I think that's become clear. Certainly in the last few minutes. It was it was brave. It's a display of bravery. And sometimes bravery doesn't pay off.
And clearly his decision-making gland is located in his foot. And when he trod on that plug earlier today, that it damaged some circuitry. Oh yeah, 2. It's last time round was the highest of the year. This time the lowest. I mean, it's
Life has a funny way of making people choose that the next product out of the hat's going to be sweeter than a polo.
And everything blows up in your face.
I mean, I have to check my information on this, but isn't it true that you don't technically taste mint, you smell it? There's actually no taste buds for mint. You smell mint, and it's the acidity you get on your tongue rather than the flavour. I'm going to have to check up on it, because I don't like getting information from only a few random people. But I'm sure you don't have taste buds for mint.
Thing about Polos, though, full of sugar as well, Charlie.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Unless you get the sugar-free ones.
Yeah, full of sweeteners in that case.
Oh, sorry. Does a sweetener make something sweet, Stuart?
Yes, it does, Michael.
Away from me. I'm making it worse for myself.
So a sweetener makes something sweet, but just not sweeter than a cookie, right? Okay, got it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, yeah, got it, mate. Right. All right, mate.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Pal.
Yeah, boss.
Buddy.
Buddy.
Can we just stop fighting, guys, please?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Nate. Nate, mate.
Come on, mate.
Oh.
Come on, pal.
Oh.
All right, friend.
Moving on. Before we say goodbyes. Just a quick reminder to all you fellow folks out there.
Companion.
If you wish to support the podcast and to some lesser extent the main food review channel, you can do so in a number of ways. One of which is by visiting patreon.com/food review UK and thereby donating some money to us and help keep the lights on, as some people say. I don't like to say it. Our lights are going to stay on regardless of your money. But it'd be nice if you could at least put it into the light keeping on pot. That's all I'm trying to say. There are obviously a load of rewards there depending on how much you were kind enough to donate, one of which is a shout out on this show, and we do have 2 lucky people who deserve a shout out. Now I do apologise to these because I think actually one of them at least was a while ago and I've missed it on recent shows, but anyway, here is your shout out. Thank you very much to Julian Luckhurst, who is a gentleman from the Swedish country of Sweden. Very, very nice guy who's a listener over at Bringe and here, and very good guy. And I don't know this gentleman, assuming it is indeed a gentleman, Don Antonio. Do either of you know a Don Antonio?
No.
Other than from the mafia?
Off of the mafia? Yeah. Off of the Godfather? No, I don't know Don Antonio.
No, I don't know who that is. But thank you very much, Don, if that is your.
Oh, Michael's weird mouth.
I was making weird movements with my mouth.
Well, making.
Oh my god! I'm getting a telephone call.
Ooh.
Oh, it's probably my dad.
Bruce.
Ooh. He's ringing me quite late. That's interesting.
Are you going to need to take that, or?
No, it's gone.
Oh,
gone.
Okay. All right then. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hang on. Bruce lives in Italy. Don Antonio's contacted us via Patreon. Your father then rings. Your dad's been kidnapped by the mafia.
He was calling from Worthing though.
Oh, and of course, famously,
his other houses.
No mafia activity in Worthing, in Sussex. Is Worthing in Sussex?
Limited. Yeah.
Knowledge.
West Sussex, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a trick, is it?
Well done, Stuart.
Thank you. Can we redo Quivia based on what counties cities are in?
What counties cheeses are from?
Yeah, that'd be better at that. What county is Cheshire cheese from?
Go on. No, go on. I bought some in Buckinghamshire recently, so it's ruined your little trick, innit?
Anyway, that is our show. Ricotta, get out of here. Before I bid you fondue, let me first thank Charlie for joining us. Obviously, I would like to echo all of the words that Michael said, but with a bit more emotion and in a more eloquent speaking manner. You are truly a gentleman with a fine YouTube channel. And where can people find you?
On YouTube.
But you're just under Charlie Fleming, right?
Yeah, just under my name, yeah.
And he's not the one with the BMX.
No, it's not the BMX. If you see a BMX, you've gone too far. But thank you very much for coming on. You've been an absolute delight, and I imagine I'm speaking for the other boys when we say we'll have you on again.
Oh, thank you. It's been brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're a good lad. Also, thank you to MJ and Stuart for joining me, and finally, our listeners for putting up with us every couple of weeks, because I do know that it is a chore. And before we go, just a reminder. It is, come on. And just a reminder, from last episode, we mentioned the Facebook group.
Correct.
That is now live and very much active. Very pleased with how that's been going so far. If you are not there, please go and search for groups called FRUK Unwrapped and Fans. Is that what's called? FRUK Unwrapped and Fans. Please come and join us in there, where there's a lot of food chatter, a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie.
I've been enjoying it. Great deal. Just conversing with people. I had a wonderful chat about American craft beer with Eric King the other night. My wife left me. Not like that. She went round to her friend's house. I was sat on my own. And,
on the roof.
And I was on the roof. I spent my evening chatting on the FRUK Facebook group with Eric King about American craft beer. If anyone wants to talk to me about beer, you can just post something about beer on the group, and I will be there. I will smell it.
I mean, he didn't even post anything about beer. I think it was just in a corner of the picture.
I'm like a bloodhound, but with beer. A beer hound.
Beer hound.
Beer hound.
Michael, how do you find the FRUK group?
Types it into the search bar at the top of Facebook.
You're very mischievous tonight, Stuart.
Full of tacos, mate. So I'm full of tacos.
The memes, innit?
Yeah.
It's all the memes.
Yeah.
I like the memes. It's all the memes. It's been a few memes and gifs and whatnot.
Gifs.
Great. Yeah, Nate gifs. I like that sort of period of time. Really lovely idea. Well done. Glad I came out with it. There's been some reshares recently as well. The chicken feet reshare and the all video ends reshare.
Yes. Yeah, it's just, I thought it was a good opportunity to remind some people who may not have been following us that long. Yeah, that was I think a year ago or 2 years ago that we hit the 10K whenever that wasn't. And if people are fairly new listeners, viewers even, they may not have seen it, and it's worth sharing. So it's you can find that. You can find, like Michael Jamieson said 15 times, memes and various other food-related comedy, and we'll branch out into different other subjects. I would imagine it won't just be exclusively food. We'll try and get some other chatter going in there. But please do come and join us. It's a good bit of fun, and hopefully Charlie will be joining us because he's a Facebook man.
I'm imagining that when Bake Off starts again, are we gonna do Fantasy Bake Off on the Facebook group?
Oh wow.
100.
Correct.
100.
Correct.
100.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Lovely stuff. Anyway, I mean, I don't know why I did this after the goodbyes, because now it feels weird to say goodbye after that. But I'm going to.
Don't say it then.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show. Ricotta, get out of here. But before, I'm just doing the puns again. See you later, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Goodbye.
Don't want to say goodbye, Michael?
Cheese. Say cheese and bye.
Brilliant.
Ta-ra.
Such
Lovely.